We welcome you to Tuscaloosa as we honor Pat Summitt and her continued impact on women's basketball, both on and off the court. It's a cold one today at Coleman Coliseum. Tennessee looking to make it 6 straight wins in a building that Alabama hasn't lost in since last January. 18 straight, that's a program record for wins in a row at home. The Lady Vols, one of 3 unbeatens remaining in the SEC. They are the only one in action against an SEC opponent today, trying to join Vanderbilt and South Carolina at 5-0. We've already seen a shakeup in the top 5 with Ole Miss falling to Georgia, so some room for Alabama to jump up as well. Alongside Christy Thomas-Scuddy, I'm Chucky Kemp. Not just in SEC implications in this game, these are national implications for teams looking for high seeds.
Well, both these teams are accustomed to making the NCAA tournament. This game will definitely have seeding implications. Charlie Cream has Tennessee as a 5 seed currently, Alabama as a 6.
Tennessee is going to do it with defense that turns into offense. It's just a chaotic style that the Lady Vols play.
They want to turn you over. They do it in the half court with quick hands and ball pressure. They do it in the full court with a run and jump that it does not matter, make or miss. They immediately match up and try to disrupt you. They do it with rim protection to get out and run. They will force you into quick shots, bad shots, so they can get out and run in transition. This is a offense that is based on turning you over because they are forcing their opponents into 22 turnovers a game, and more importantly, they're converting that into 26 of their 80 points per game on the season. And for Alabama, it is a balanced attack, and it is one that is not a fast pace, but it is a selfless pace. This team and this program is based on the culture of support one another and make one another better. 15 assists a game. This is a team that will give up a good shot for a great shot. They penetrate, not necessarily looking for their shot, but to create a good shot for their teammates. They're averaging just under 8 made threes a game because they are looking for high percentage opportunities.
They will need to continue to share the basketball with Essence Cody ruled out for the 3rd straight game. Their 2nd leading scorer, one of the best players on this team, was a game day decision with a lower leg injury, and she is not quite ready to go. So Alabama playing their 3rd game in 7 days, all without Essence Cody, one of their most important pieces.
Well, the nice thing if you're a Bama fan is the play of Naomi Jones, who subbed in at that 5 position. She's been good on the glass, good on defense, but they need some offense as well today.
Diana Collins, who's been a little bit slow over the last couple games, had a scoring spurt in the previous 7, is on the board to start the game. Tennessee, just for the 2nd time this year, uses a repeat starting 5. These 5 started the 3rd game of the year together against UT Martin.
And a lot of the scouting report was going to Cooper. They know that she's the catalyst for this offense. Ball's in her hand, or Paldo, the point guard, so much of the game.
First 3 on the way. This is a Tennessee team that's going to take a lot of 3-pointers. A nice rebound by Carly Weathers, who leads them in rebounds this year. As you see, Alabama's starting 5. 4 of these 5 have started every game, and Naomi Jones is the one that slots in for Essence Cody when she has missed time.
Well, keys for Alabama against this Tennessee team. They've got to take care of the ball. They've got to limit second chance opportunities for Tennessee. And Christy Curry told me she feels like there's more pressure on their offense than their defense here this afternoon.
The shot clock violation. Tamia Scott couldn't quite get it up. 2nd time around now for any of these programs seeing this system by Tennessee and Kim Caldwell. What do you feel like that does for a team now playing them for the 2nd time in this system?
Well, it doesn't matter what I think. It's what these opposing coaches think. And we asked Christy Curry about that, and she said there's definitely a learning curve that we've overcome facing them a year ago. And even watching them practice yesterday, the little tidbits that they were doing in terms of how to handle the run and jump and the keys within the defense and offense, you can tell there's a familiarity, but there's also just data to support them and how to match up.
Talaysia Cooper's first 3 falls. She missed the Arkansas game, which they just dominated the Razorbacks 85-50. First game she missed all year because she was hit in the head with a ball in shoot-around. Long ball misses. Here comes Janiah Barker for Tennessee and the very talented freshman Mia Paldo, who has been excellent over the last couple games, averaging 22 points per game. Mid-range jumper from Barker off the rim. It's a great offensive rebounding team, and there is Carly Weathers to corral it for Alabama.
Big point of emphasis for Alabama. They didn't feel like they won the 50-50 balls against Auburn already. Carly Weathers should get an assist for that because she got that defensive rebound that allowed Alabama to get out and run.
Carly Weathers has been playing massive minutes over the last 3 games, 38 or more minutes in each of the last 3. That's wins over Kentucky, at Missouri, and that tough rivalry loss at Auburn just a few days ago.
And I don't think Carly Weathers gets enough credit for what she does. She's undersized, playing the 4. She's usually smallest post player on the floor. She just does a little bit of everything for the Crimson Tide.
Deep 3 on the way, splashes home from Jessica Timmons.
And Alabama falling back into their 2-3 matchup. They want to keep the ball out of the paint against this Tennessee team. Why? Tennessee obviously wants to get to the rim, or they want to shoot threes. And how they get the threes is usually off a dribble penetration kick out.
Cooper inside, rims off. And here comes Collins. Going quickly for Weathers. She hits it. Timeout, Kim Caldwell. Alabama out of the gates quickly in Tuscaloosa.
Well, we talk a lot about Tennessee's three-point making, but Alabama is just as good, averaging 8 a game, and they've come out on fire here at home this afternoon.
Peace, love, equality. These words embody one of history's greatest leaders. A leader who had a dream and changed the world. Thank you, Dr. King.
Alabama off to an excellent start. 10-3 inside Coleman Coliseum over Tennessee in a top 25 matchup. The Lady Vols were treated to a very special display in Knoxville back in December, celebrating Pat Summitt, a live reunion special at the Tennessee Theater in Knoxville. Former Lady Vols came back. Candace Parker, Nikki Fargas, and Andrea Carter all participated in this, kind of in a panel sort of discussion. A lot more alumni in the building. This team got to go. We got the opportunity to ask Kim Caldwell about that. She said they absolutely loved it, about seeing everything about Pat, about hearing the former players, the assistant coaches talking about her, and said it's a good reminder of what this program is, of what we're playing for, what came before us. She said sometimes you get caught up in what this team's trying to accomplish. That was a great reminder for them.
Well, I think the exact word that Kim Caldwell used was legacy. And heads down, that is the way to describe this program. This is a proud fan base, is a proud alumni base. And so I don't think we can talk about Pat enough. This next generation definitely needs to understand that what we have as females, as women athletes for women's athletics is based on the work of Pat Summitt. She fought battles to enhance the women's game, and therefore other sports have fed off that as well.
Of course, we have Tennessee today at Alabama, but it's not just here with the Lady Vols. It's all across the SEC. Alabama played a special tribute video for Pat Summitt on the video board prior to the game, as that 3 misses. It is the Crimson Tide who are off to this excellent start, best start in program history, and then of course today needing this after a tough week.
Yeah, I mean, Chucky, something going into that first time out for Kim Caldwell, Alabama's winning the paint points. They're 3-1 in SEC play when they win the paint points. Something to continue to watch. The other thing that was really important in the first little bit is Alabama was out rebounding Tennessee. Kim Caldwell hangs her hat on and demands from her team that they win the boards.
Another long ball on the way from Alabama, long rebound. Collins tracks it down.
And Tennessee's just not matching up quickly out of transition. They're running to the paint, and Alabama's stopping at the 3. Again, a 4-guard lineup for Alabama out here.
Great move from Collins, working on the smaller Paldo. 12-3 start. Robertson dishes it inside. Barker spinning, block shot. Naomi Jones has been on a tear lately defensively. 15 blocks over the last 5 games. Showing off her range and length right there.
I mean, Naomi Jones has just stepped up when Alabama has needed her in the absence of Essence Cody. She's finally healthy. Her timing on rim protection has been so good this season.
3 blocks in the game at Auburn. New 5 on the floor for Tennessee. Latham was blocked. That's a shot clock violation on another defensive possession that would make Christy Curry proud, and that's what they hang their hat on.
I think if you're Alabama, you're really happy with the pace of this game. And why is that occurring? They're making shots. And so then they're able to get back, get into their matchup zone. And you see Tennessee, they've been standing around in the half court.
There's a whistle as Weathers threw this baseball pass down the court. It would have likely been an easy layup for Timmons. Christy Curry slightly confused by the whistle.
Well, it's a foul on Tennessee, and it's advantageous for Tennessee because, to your point, it was going to be the home run ball and 2 points for Alabama. That's what Christy Curry's frustration is about. And even the official knew because she went over and apologized, but she had to make the call.
Well, Weathers gets it naturally. Her dad played 19 years in the MLB. Her brother Ryan is a 5-year veteran now, just traded a few days ago from the Marlins to the Yankees. They go inside, and great defensive rotation, but a foul called against Tennessee's Denia Prawl as Jones continues to be a focal point on both ends for Alabama.
And we talked about the learning curve in year 2 facing this Kim Caldwell defensive system. It's a run and jump. Latham comes on the jump. The rotation's not there, and Alabama's just keeping the floor spread when Tennessee jumps so they can have an open player. That time, it was Naomi Jones under the basket.
Jones, a 57% free throw shooter. You see her numbers when she starts versus when she comes off the bench. All 7 starts have come in place of Essence Cody when she's missed time, but has not shied away from the moment by any means.
Again, numbers aren't going to tell the full story. Her defensive presence has been so key in Alabama here at SEC play especially, and she was dominant in the non-conference play when she had those starts as well. Alabama now giving Tennessee a little bit of the taste, coming out into a 2-2-1 press.
11-0 run, and that is going to remain Alabama ball, or excuse me, Tennessee ball, excuse me.
I mean, that was a long run by Scott. She still almost got the steal. Tennessee, both teams really, when you're being pressed, you must step to the ball, shorten passes.
Tennessee's a team that's had their own turnover issues as well. That's been a focus for them, trying to clean those up.
Well, some of it's the pace of play that Tennessee plays at, and so you're going to have more because this is a high possessions team, and that was something I was watching coming into it. Alabama is in the 300s in terms of pace of play in women's basketball, like Tennessee's like top 20.
Cooper 6 to shoot. Paldo pump fake and fires way off the mark. That is Maya Paldo, one of the twins on this Tennessee roster. Timmons working against Paldo, likes the size advantage she has here, goes inside, but it's disrupted by Prawl.
And that's one thing when you're facing Tennessee this season, you will get shots at the rim because they're so adamant about not giving up threes. They run you off the 3. Can you finish at the rim?
Another rebound for Weathers after the Z Spearman miss. Alabama playing with some tempo. Out for Weathers, extra pass, Collins misses everything. The unselfishness you've talked about, though, with Alabama.
Well, you know, we talk about the pace of play of Alabama. It's not purposeful. It's not like they're trying to go deep shot clock every time. They're just working the ball, being very patient to get high percentage looks.
Tennessee misses the layup, but gets it right back. Alyssa Latham lays it in, the junior from Glenwood, Illinois.
And so that's an example where Tennessee, make or miss, is going to get in the press. You've got to be strong with rebounds, and you've got to see the defense before you make the pass. Here's the jump again, this time by Cooper.
Timmons in trouble, and it is right at 20, and they do say a 10-second violation. Or do they? It's going to be, it is, a turnover on Alabama.
Yeah, and I think Christy Curry will take that turnover versus burning the timeout. I'm not a big fan of young people calling timeouts when the shot clock is getting close to 20 because so many times it's hard to advance the ball and get it across, and it usually ends up in a turnover anyway.
You'll take the dead ball over the live ball turnover.
Absolutely. Again, now you can get subs in. Now you can get your defense set if you're Alabama.
Ace Austin, the talented freshman from right here in the state of Alabama, is one of those subs. How about that finish? But Janiah Barker somehow gets that to go for an and one chance.
I mean, Janiah Barker is one of the most talented players in our game, and this is against the matchup zone. She comes off the high on-ball screen. Defense is deep because there's a shooter in the corner. She splits the gap and draws the foul.
Barker has become a mainstay as far as the starting lineup is concerned. Has started the last 3 now, 12 total starts. Nice response from Tennessee, but now at the other end, Jones has her shot disrupted.
Jones didn't need the shot fake there. She had the shot cleanly, allowed Barker to get back into play.
Paldo lost it, stays with the Lady Vols.
One thing I thought was key was how would Tennessee start? In SEC play, they are plus 10 in the first quarter. Alabama in recent games has been really slow out of the gate in SEC play. So you got to believe that some of this is Tennessee coming off the bye. Just got to get their legs back under them.
Another good take from Janiah Barker, who handles it really well for somebody who's 6'4".
Key for Alabama in this press break is keep the ball off the sidelines because that's when Tennessee wants to come and jump you.
Defense on Timmons inside by Jada Civil. Weathers now into the paint, spinning, fading, and can't get the roll. Nice offensive rebound, and it just rolls off for Jones, who will get 2 free throws. Naomi Jones didn't have a rebound against Auburn. She's already up to 4 in this game.
For Carly Weathers, no shot clock's getting skinny, so she's trying to create, and credit Naomi Jones because she just tracks the ball and gets the inside position against Barker to draw that foul and get to the free throw line.
Can't get the first. Our We Back Pat triple header is capped off by 4th-ranked Texas, hosting rival Texas A&M at the Moody Center in Austin. That's also available on the ESPN app. Back-to-back losses for Texas at LSU and at South Carolina this week.
I don't think there should be any reason to panic if you're a Longhorn fan. You were playing 2 of the top teams in the SEC. It's a gauntlet. Plain and simple. It doesn't matter who you play or when you play. You better bring your A game.
Here comes Ace Austin leading the break after the turnover. In trouble in the corner and throws it off Civil to maintain possession. It's funny talking about the schedules. We were talking about Alabama and Tennessee, and you just look, and you can do this with everybody. Like you said, oh my gosh, look at this 3-game stretch coming up. Look how they finish. It's just unbelievable if you get carried away looking ahead.
Well, and that's the bottom line. You got to be where your feet are. You have to focus. I mean, Alabama did not look past Auburn. I was in those practices. Auburn played extremely well. They were disruptive. And then Alabama turned the ball over too much. And I think that was good for them to see because, to me, when Alabama turns the ball over, it puts so much pressure on their defense. And I think they feed off the defense in terms of they're so connected. And you just could see they could never get any flow going. Today, fewer turnovers. And even when they have, it's usually been dead ball turnovers. Tennessee with a lot more ball pressure than I've seen in recent games. I got to believe they watched the Auburn game. They saw what that did to Alabama.
Tennessee shooting just 25% from the field, 4 of 16 in this first quarter against a very good Alabama defense. A mismatch inside, good position by Spearman, and a nice feed to her. Alabama just 1 for their last 8 after starting 4 for 5 from the field. Be a whistle against Paldo. A little too handsy defensively.
And it is something to watch as this game continues. Tennessee averages 21 fouls a game. And that's almost 20 points a game that they're giving their opponents. I'm sorry, 15 points a game they're giving their opponents, which when you think about how good their defense has been, it's basically 20% of the total. Tennessee switching those screens. Alabama's got to make sure they're looking to slip.
Ace Austin hits her first attempt from long range. Alabama native, always going to be a favorite in this building. She draws the assignment of Talasia Cooper right now on defense.
And Alabama showing player to player. They're getting out of the matchup.
5 to shoot. And Austin takes it away and just chucks it down court. She did step on the line, so 3.2 to shoot for Tennessee.
Ace Austin quickly has become a fan favorite here, but it's the ball IQ that I've been so impressed with her. That time, knowing she's falling out of bounds, she doesn't throw it backwards. She throws it towards the Alabama basket, knowing that if Tennessee gets it, it's going to run some time off the clock.
The shot clock is off because Austin had possession of that ball for just a moment. So 5.9, Tennessee going to take the last shot. Going inside, Spearman, great hands, and a better finish over Jones. And Tennessee, after a very slow start, finds themselves just a possession behind at the end of a quarter. Great top 25 matchup in Tuscaloosa between Alabama and Tennessee. Back in Tuscaloosa, Alabama got off to a very fast start, but Tennessee settling in and cutting the lead to just 3. They started 1 for 13, finished 5 for 5, got some good looks in the paint. Really the flip side for Alabama, a 4 for 5 start and just 2 for their last 9.
Well, and this is what Tennessee does to you because she has a deep bench. She subs a lot of players in and out. Alabama has not had a deep bench. Already Christy Curry going deeper into her bench than she did even on Thursday night against Auburn. It's the cumulative effect of this pace of play by Tennessee. Does Alabama have enough in the tank?
And again, if you joined us late, Alabama without Essence Cody, one of their best players, junior from Valdosta, Georgia, who is missing the 3rd straight game with a lower leg injury. She was a game day decision, just not ready to go yet, and they are missing her dearly this week.
Well, there's no Essence Cody. This is the 3rd game for Alabama during a 7-day span. They got back from Missouri a little after midnight on Monday night, went down to Auburn, late game, got back here to Tuscaloosa at 2 a.m. Friday morning, and then an early tip here this morning. Eager to see what does Alabama have in the tank.
Sounds like your travel schedule and you're ready to go always. No excuses.
These young ladies are much more fit and younger than I am.
Cooper, mid-range shot from Talasia Cooper goes. She averages 15 a game to lead the Lady Vols.
Cooper's just so good off the bounce.
Ace Austin breaks the press. 3 rattles out. Jones fighting for the rebound. It's going to be a jump ball between her and Z Spearman. That is a great athletic matchup between 2 talented post players.
I like the shot by Jennings. I love Jones staying on the glass to extend this possession for Alabama. Well defended by Tennessee. There should have been a handoff to Ace Austin coming in, but Tennessee defended it well.
A hand on it from Cooper and a turnover. Here's Talasia Cooper, who pulls up and textbook off the glass.
And that's the thing, in Kim Caldwell's offensive system, she wants layups and she wants threes. When she came to Tennessee, I asked her about the mid-range. She said, well, I've got players now that can knock that down. She's still not a huge fan of it because of the analytics, but Coop throws a lot of stats out the window because of her talent level.
Austin picked up by Robertson. Austin inside with a physical take, but misses. Kind of took a shot to the face by Latham after that.
Alabama switching around the perimeter.
Spearman driving, left hand little off balance, rebounded by Jones, and here comes Alabama, 2-on-2. 3 ball on the way, that's no good, but ran down. Oh, and Jennings does take a shot. Good to see Wyatta Jennings okay. You could see her get popped right in the face.
Another good look for Jennings. I love the fact that she stayed with her shot and draws that foul. And yeah, when you take outside shots, there are going to be long rebounds. Wise just tracks that ball so well. Glad to see that she still has 2 eyes open right now.
Iata Jennings, New Zealand native, transferred from Baylor, just spent 1 year there, was a star at Collin College her first 2 years. Alabama, the way this team is built, it's really interesting. Christy Kerr, she brought in some transfers, but more than anything, it's been her returners who have elevated their game. A couple who returned from injury a year ago. Timmons and Jones didn't play a year ago. A lot of unknowns entering the season for Alabama that have been answered in a positive way.
And Chucky, I came to a practice late in February last year, and even with those 3 first-round draft picks that Christy Curry lost, the best player on the floor that day when I was here was Jessica Timmons. And she's healthy. She's a leader for this Alabama team. Alabama's going to need her to stay on the floor today and give some offense.
Averaging 19 over the last 3 games, leads them in scoring with 15.5 per game. Paldo going baseline, steps through, Barker wings it across, extra pass. Great defense from Alabama, 3, good! Civil knocks it down. Jada Civil, one of a very talented group of freshmen that Kim Caldwell brought in. Five top 60 recruits for the Lady Vols. They've got the #2 ranked recruit coming in next year. Kim Caldwell's got the recruiting down in just a couple seasons in Knoxville.
But what I'll say about this freshman class is they don't play like freshmen. Paldo hasn't, I mean, she's been remarkable the last 8 games. Mia, that is. And then Civil has so much upside. So athletic, so explosive.
Paldo, 3 on the way, right on cue. She was the #1 in their class as far as who came to Tennessee. 9th overall. They had 3 in the top 20, and Mia Paldo is quickly becoming a star for the Lady Vols.
Mia Paldo in her last 8 games, 7 times in double digits. She's led the Lady Vols in scoring at just over 15 points a game, and she's had a career high 4 of those games. The ball IQ is there, the athleticism, the quickness, and we can talk about the offense all day long. She is a pesky little defender as well and can disrupt you.
Does not turn the ball over either. Averages about 1 turnover in 22 minutes per game.
Coming up in just a few minutes on the SEC Halftime Report, Steffi Sorensen, Alyssa Lang here with you. Gators right now looking good. Can they get that first SEC win? Plus, South Carolina on the road against a non-conference opponent. We'll get into that, too.
Well, it's good to see the freshmen stepping up here in this second quarter. The crew's done a great job of how good this class is, but really showing it now in the second.
We knew this was going to be a good one, guys. Take it away.
Thank you, Alyssa. Tennessee has had a great response, Christy. 21-6 run since the 6:24 mark in the first quarter. What have you seen from the Lady Vols in response to a good Crimson Tide start?
Well, to begin this quarter, 2 of 2 from 3, which really gets the mojo going for Tennessee. But the stat of the game right now is they forced 4 Alabama turnovers and converted that into 10 points. That's the story of the game. That's the story when you're going to play Tennessee. You've got to minimize their ability to create extra possessions. And what do I mean by that? How they turn you over and their second chance opportunities off of offensive rebounds. Just 3 offensive rebounds, but again, 10 turnovers for Alabama. I'm sorry, 4 turnovers for Alabama.
Alabama will have the basketball out of the timeout. 6:47 to play in the second quarter. It's an 18-game win streak for the Crimson Tide inside Coleman Coliseum, dating back to last January in a 2-point home loss to Vanderbilt.
Alabama looking for the home run ball again.
They hit it earlier, but it was a foul against Tennessee that saved them. That time the Lady Vols ready. Paldo jumps the pass, ends up committing the foul on Collins. Very nearly a 5th Alabama turnover.
And that's 2 on Mia Paldo. Again, this young lady has just been on a tear the last 8 games. And what I love is that it's impacting both ends of the floor. It's not just like she's looking for shots, because she is setting the table for her teammates, and she has been just a disruptor on the other end of the floor.
She will take a seat on the bench. Both Paldo twins on the bench right now. Deep 3 is no good from Timmons. Tennessee running with Barker. It's taken away from behind. 3-on-2 the other way. Timmons pressing. The three is just off the mark. Weathers couldn't get the roll. She had a really good start on the boards and hit her first shot.
We say it again, Tennessee goes deep into their bench, and they're playing at a high pace. What will Alabama have? And especially Carly Weathers, who's doing so much. She's handling the ball. She's playing out of position. She's defending. How long can Carly go here this afternoon will be key for Alabama.
Great baseline pass, then the skip. Three is good. Barker again has hit a couple of those. 8 points for Barker, 8 points, 5 rebounds, and a great start for the senior from Marietta, Georgia. Weathers has the answer. Nearly had a takeaway.
You know, one key about this run for Tennessee is they started the game 1 of 3. Since then, they are 3 of 5. They are getting their feet set. You see the ball fake by Barker just to be able to square up. But I like the response by Alabama. Carly Weathers getting out in transition.
Carly Weathers with a big fan base in town. 3 busloads of people from her hometown of Loretto, Tennessee, which is about 150 miles straight north of Tuscaloosa. It's a 3-hour drive, Christy. They didn't hop in the bus and go 45 minutes. They went for a little road trip.
It's the love for Carly Weathers from her hometown, and it's tremendous, and she deserves it. Every year they've picked either this Tennessee or Vanderbilt game to pay homage to the state of Tennessee, and they've made the tour down.
That is a wild pass and another Alabama turnover. Weathers actually in the tribute video to Pat Summitt that they played before the game, she was one that kind of spoke about Pat's legacy and her impact as a young girl growing up in Tennessee and a super talented high school player there, the Tennessee Gatorade Player of the Year. She's talked about how wouldn't be here without Pat Summitt right now.
Well, she talked to her team about it yesterday after practice, and she got a little emotional. And I got emotional watching it because, again, Pat's legacy continues to touch the next generation as it should.
Weathers just off the mark from 3. Nice offensive rebound by Timmons. Timmons' mid-range shot goes.
Timmons turned that ball over possession before last and immediately looked at the bench, and everyone on the bench was like, it's okay, you've got this. Nice response by the veteran player for Alabama.
Tennessee looking for an answer, no. Saved in by Barker right to Timmons. And now Alabama the other way, 5-on-4. Timmons back almost to the same spot and same result. Jessica Timmons has 7 points to lead the charge for the Crimson Tide. Spearman, Barker, blocked from behind. Barker a second time scores it. Third stop of Janiah Barker's career, transferred from UCLA, spent last season there, first 2 years at Texas A&M. That was their first second chance points in this game. Five to shoot. Weathers driving on Civil. Good defense. 2 to shoot. Contested 3. Almost banked it in. That was Collins on the shot. Cooper trying to wrap a pass in, and a kicked ball will give Alabama a breather.
Well, Alabama went to trap the high on ball screen, and that's how Barker snuck behind the defense. You saw the first block, but Barker stays with it to get that rebound put back. And Chucky, Tamia Scott just saved 2 points for Alabama just by kicking that basketball, because Spearman had the seal on her defender, was going to have an easy 2.
Spearman across the paint, a lot of contact. Latham lays it in. Timmons hit the deck hard. How much does Alabama have in the tank playing their third game in a week?
The way Alabama has played in SEC play, I am not surprised at all. They came out here battling this evening. Great drive by Scott.
Tamia Scott averaging about 14 points per game over the last two. Cooper had that block that's off of Talaysia Cooper.
And this is the key. Again, Alabama's defense is almost like bend but don't break. They're so connected. Even if one player gets beat off the bounce, you see the rotations. They're more active. They're talking more today than they did on Thursday night against Auburn. Chucky, Tennessee came into this game averaging, in terms of blocks, one of the tops in the country. And it's Alabama right now with the 3-1 advantage in terms of rim protection.
Naomi Jones and company very disruptive. Jones and Spearman get tied up, and Spearman is whistled for the foul. It's interesting when you look at Alabama's defense, you think, well, what is it that makes them so good? They don't force a lot of turnovers, but they're a top 10 scoring defense in the country. What is it they do so well on that end?
Again, they are connected. The help side is so good. They play the gap defense, and then they're ready for the rotations. They try to protect paint. They want you to take the lesser percentage shots. And to your point, they're also good in terms of three-point defense, the 30th in the country in terms of that. And then it's just been able to hold opponents to very low point production.
Latham inside, got the attention of Civil and lays it back in. So a couple buckets on second chance opportunities in the second quarter. Seven-point Tennessee lead. And that is going to be a 5-second call against Naomi Jones. Or excuse me, against Alancia Ramsey.
I mean, again, the good news for Alabama, at least it's a dead ball turnover. But credit the ball pressure once again of Tennessee to force that turnover.
Ramsey takes a seat. Jones replaces her.
This 5-out spread offense by Tennessee. And again, trying to trap Cooper in the middle of the floor.
On Ace Austin, just their first team foul in this second quarter.
Christy Curry not happy with that call. Neither are a lot of the fans dressed in crimson.
Cooper, it's like the mid-range. Civil. This pass on the baseline again, the Tennessee ball movement for Cooper, but she can't connect. Poked out, Timmons is on the floor, and she just got ran through and shaken up a little bit. Good to see her hop up quickly, but that was a brave move for her sitting on the ground to reach in and grab that.
Well, credit to Mia Scott because she couldn't grab it, but she knocked it ahead, and Timmons was able to then gather it in. And this is a good call.
The ponytail was a nice savior there to keep Timmons from really hitting her head on the ground hard. Here's Scott trying to go inside, poked back by Cooper, but couldn't run it. No, that was definitely tipped, wasn't it?
Yes, Christy Curry has a right on this one. She tried to make the pass. The defender knocked it down and into the backcourt. Tennessee getting away with one on this one.
And the officiating crew is hearing about it. Christy Curry had to step back to be careful.
You see Cooper there. I thought that was a touch and should have been Alabama ball still.
And clearly Talaysia Cooper knocked that into the backcourt. That is a bizarre call. Cooper spots up for three. Offensive rebound, Civil. And now just about a 4-second differential between the shot and the game clock, and Kim Caldwell calling for the last shot or close to it in this second quarter. Robertson. Civil. Inside. Oh, Jones absolutely denied it. Weathers got to go quickly. Timmons has her shot blocked by Barker. A couple big-time shot blocks at the end by Jones and Barker. And a 7-point Tennessee lead at the break here in Tuscaloosa. Slow start for the Lady Vols as they try to make it 6 straight wins. Weathers knocked down a couple shots in the first half, but Tennessee figured it out, and they lead by 7 as we go to the studio for the halftime report.
Thanks, guys, as we welcome you in.
Welcome back to Tuscaloosa as we honor Pat Summitt and her continued impact on women's basketball, both on and off the court. We back Pat weekend. Tennessee is leading Alabama by 7 as we get set to start the third quarter. Alongside Christy Thomas-Gutty, I'm Chucky Kemp. Alabama got off to a great start. Tennessee settled in. How did the Crimson Tide respond?
Well, I think they just have to slow down. Again, take care of the basketball. This is a veteran guard-laden team for Alabama. Take care of it and score.
Well, they started off shooting it really well, playing great defense, which is what they're known for. But it's Carly Weathers who got them going.
Absolutely. It's what you expect from a Tennessee native in this game. She ran the floor in transition. Her teammates found her. And then just a little ball fake to set herself up and get the look. Tennessee, though, flipped the script, especially in the second quarter with their defense. It was disruptive. They were able to get after Alabama, force some turnovers, and then they were just getting out and running. Cooper hit a number of mid-range jumpers. She started getting her offense going, and the rest of the Lady Vols fed off of her.
Barker with a near double-double for Tennessee in the first half, 10 and 8. Alabama actually +2 in the rebound category. It's a big emphasis for the Lady Vols, but Alabama hanging tough on the glass. We'll see how they start this second half. Third game in 7 days for the Crimson Tide, 2 of them on the road. Barker backing down, kicked out to Paldo, who we didn't see a lot of down the stretch in the first half because of a couple of fouls on her, misses her first attempt. That goes off the foot of Collins and an Alabama turnover to start this half.
And Chucky, I want to go back to the first half towards the end when Cooper deflected that pass and we thought the officials missed the call. Talked to the official Meadow Overstreet during halftime and she said the Alabama player touched it last, therefore it was over and back. Correct call by the official. Even
though Cooper hit it and it did not get repossessed by Alabama, it did hit the Alabama player and go into the backcourt. Nice save there by Civil. Mid-range jumper, no. Another rebound for Weathers.
Alabama's got to be really tight with their ball handling. What do I mean by that? They've got to pound it to the floor and keep it close to their body because of the long arms of the Tennessee defenders.
Great offensive rebound by Jones and the kick out for the triple. Civil on the baseline to Spearman. Skipped across, 3 on the way, falls for Cooper.
Christy Curry trying to challenge Diana Collins to move on the skip pass. She watched the pass and then went to try to close out on Cooper and was well late.
Alabama will have the week off until they play Mississippi State a week from today. Whistle against Tennessee here. Certainly Christy Curry would love to finish what's been a tough stretch with a win, get to 18-2. That's one of the things she talked about too with what's been a tough week coming off the rivalry loss. She's like, we can't forget all the good things we've done this year. This is a team that's won 17 games and there's been a lot of positives.
Well, this was supposed to be a rebuilding year for Alabama, losing 3 players who were drafted by the WNBA. And Christy Curry is one of the coaches that throughout her tenure, whether it was at Purdue or Texas Tech, and now here at Alabama, just continues to get the most out of her players. We've talked about Timmons and her coming back from injury, as well as Naomi Jones. This Bama team just keeps battling.
Paldo goes to the bench with her 3rd foul. That is a miss from Collins. Thought she might have been hit on her 3-point attempt. Spearman driving. 4 white jerseys around her and a whistle against Alabama.
But one thing you're seeing already, when the bigs of Tennessee get in the paint, you're seeing players from Alabama drop to try to double and not give them just a one-on-one look in the low post.
Such an interesting dynamic, too, between the coaches when you talk about Christy Curry, her 27th year as a high major Division I coach. Has had so much success at those previous 2 stops you mentioned, Purdue and Texas Tech, now here at Alabama. And on the other side, Kim Caldwell is in her 3rd year as a Division I head coach. 1 at Marshall, 2nd here at Tennessee. Her rise has been rapid as Cooper knocks down another one, and Tennessee has their largest lead.
And it's really interesting just to see this Tennessee team here in year 2 under Kim Caldwell. We're seeing players, they're playing a little bit faster because you can just tell they're not thinking. They're used to this system. I think the defense has been a little bit better this season. And what I love about Kim Caldwell is she knows this isn't a finished product. As well as they have played, she's still pushing them. She knows there's more for this Lady Vol team to achieve and to get better.
Timmons, tough look. Rebound pulled down by Prawl. Tennessee trying to stretch this double-digit lead, and Spearman is tripped up in the paint. It's interesting, too, because it is year 2 for Kim Caldwell, but when you look at last year, she's pregnant with her son, who they will celebrate his 1st birthday in just 2 days. There was just a lot going on in year 1. She said, look, I'm 3 years removed from doing my own scouting reports on Microsoft Word. I mean, this is a much different feel for her, the support staff, the resources you have at a place like Tennessee. And you talked about it, just the development of what this program looks like just in year 2 under her. Collins the other way, out for Weathers.
Good transition defense there by Tennessee.
Jones was asking for the ball. Weathers, deep one. Carly Weathers knocks in a 3rd 3.
Something tells me this game means just a little bit more to Carly Weathers.
That was double blocked. Looked like Collins got a piece of it. Jones did too. Alabama with a little tempo. Timmons did not like that from Prawl, and she hops up right in her face. That was away from the play. And those 2 have to be separated. Weathers is the one who is trying to calm down Jessica Timmons.
Well, I appreciated the players on both teams getting to both Prawl and Timmons immediately and trying to calm both players to make sure that this doesn't escalate. So honestly, it just looked unintentional. 2 players running, gets tripped up. I think Timmons thought it was purposeful and it wasn't.
They are going to take a look at this play between Prawl and Timmons. So we will step away with 6:44 to play in the 3rd quarter. Just over 3 minutes into the third quarter, Tennessee and Alabama even here in this third frame, 6 apiece, with the Lady Vols up 7 on the game. That last play was confirmed by the officials. Nothing extra. It's just going to be a double foul, Christine. I think they got this right.
Absolutely. And honestly, they said we went to the replay just to make sure of who was involved, because I think because of how the players reacted, they were more focused on getting in between them instead of getting the numbers. So that's all the monitor review was to confirm the numbers. And because it's a double foul, it's the point of interruption. It'll be Alabama's ball when they break the huddle.
It's the second foul on Prawl. Tennessee's got Spearman and Prawl with 2, Paldo with 3. It feels like we've barely seen Mia Paldo in this game because of foul trouble in the first half with 2, and then gets an early one here in the third quarter.
Well, as a basketball fan, I'm disappointed because she is so much fun to watch. And for Alabama, Jessica Timmons has to stay on this floor. She cannot afford to get into foul trouble. Only 1 foul in this game, fouled out on Thursday night against Auburn.
Weathers has 9. She's also been active on the glass for Alabama. Low pass, 7 to shoot. Inside, Scott leans and got a pretty good look, but Barker bothered it enough. Barker stripped and then kicked by Barker, so it'll be Alabama basketball.
And credit Naomi Jones, because she is playing against these face-up posts, and she's had to defend them off the bounce. That time gets the advantage and forces Barker into the turnover.
Jones was a little bit hobbled after that play, kind of limping. It's a little shaken up. She medically redshirted a year ago, along with Jessica Timmons. Here's Weathers.
Tennessee's switching around the perimeter. I'd love to see Alabama slip some of those screens.
Tipped up by Jones to herself. 10 to shoot for Alabama. Collins, and blocked by Barker. Long pass, Civil. Skipped across. It was Collins' recovery, though, that distracted Lauren Hurst.
And more than that, it's just the effort of Collins to get back in that play and get the turnover.
Alabama needs to capitalize offensively. Both teams struggling to score it over the last couple minutes. 6 to shoot. Scott, using the offhand. That's going to be offensive.
Last time Scott dribble penetrated and Barker rotated over, affected the shot. She was short. This time I think she was trying to minimize the length advantage of Barker. And that's why she tries to get into her. Right call by the official as she extends that arm into Barker.
Scott takes a seat. And that's going to be Joy Egbuna, the freshman from Arlington, Texas, who comes in. She's only played 35 minutes on the season, and it falls right to Egbuna off the steal from from Collins.
You talked about the scoring woes of both teams. For Tennessee, they're turning the ball over. For Alabama, they just can't convert, especially when they get close to the rim. And that's the length of Tennessee.
Buna was trying to call for it. Collins working against Spearman. Contested 3 is short. And tracked down by Latham. Here comes Cooper. Tennessee with 4 turnovers in the last 3 minutes, and a scoring drought of almost 330 is halted by Latham.
And that looked like a miscommunication by Ramsey. Wasn't quite sure who she had, and that's what left Latham unguarded. There goes the jump.
3 from Timmons. Alabama needed it. Timeout on the floor after the big shot from Jessica Timmons, who is into double figures.
We started this broadcast. Timmons needed to score for Alabama. The veteran player spots up at a transition. Rotation's not there in time for Tennessee, and Timmons makes them pay.
We welcome you back to Tuscaloosa as we honor Pat Summitt and her continued impact on women's basketball, both on and off the court. Carly Weathers is one from Tennessee who's playing here at Alabama, but knows all about the Pat Summitt effect.
Pat Summitt was, she was huge in our game. I feel like she kind of made our game what it is. She fought for women's basketball. She kind of put women's basketball like on the map, especially like I'm a Tennessee girl, and so growing up in the state of Tennessee, like she really put it on the map for Tennessee, and she made girls basketball huge there, and so that legacy continues to live on.
Yeah, Carly Weathers, she'd have been a young one when they won their last two with Candace Parker back-to-back in 2007 and 2008, but you're not going to grow up playing basketball in Tennessee. You're not going to grow up in Tennessee and not know all about Pat Summitt.
Well, and I think Pat would appreciate the way Carly Weathers plays this game. She is the ultimate teammate. She is coachable. She has gotten better every year. She does so many little things for this Alabama Crimson Tide team. And, oh, yeah, she's in the School of Nursing. Her schedule is ridiculous in what she is doing, but just truly bleeds crimson.
Tennessee out of the timeout. Mia Paldo back on the court, looking to get Spearman, who is fouled inside by Diana Collins. Spearman holding her face, maybe her nose.
That was great rotation by Collins. Unfortunately, she got called for that foul because it was a screen and roll by Spearman here. Collins comes over, doesn't get there in time, but if she doesn't rotate like that, it's gonna be an easy two for Spearman to go up with it.
Tennessee just so long and athletic with Barker and Spearman.
And Latham now on the floor as well.
This is the first free throw. Z Spearman, a senior from Georgia, started her career at Miami in her first two seasons. This is year two as she wraps up her career at Tennessee. Just the third free throw of the game for Tennessee.
And Latham gets called for holding Collins as she's trying to get open against this run and jump of Tennessee.
Lady Vols outscored Alabama 21-11 in that second quarter. That's the big difference in this game right now. Collins into the paint, stops and hits it.
Collins is having a really good third quarter. She's been really active defensively. She's been talking, and then that was a big bucket for the Crimson Tide.
Christy Curry asking this crowd to get into it, get behind one of the best defenses in the country.
Nice scramble out of the trap by Alabama to get solid again in the half-court defense.
Paldo, Latham, 5 to shoot. Latham rises up and gets the roll over Jones.
Latham just never gets sped up. And great touch there at the rim.
Under 3 to play in the third quarter. Timmons step back into the corner for Ramsey, who is bumped by Paldo, and that is number 4 on Mia Paldo. Has just struggled to stay on the floor. Only played about 13 minutes. Well, here's this week's featured SEC Network men's basketball matchup. Kentucky hosts Texas Wednesday night at Rupp Arena. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern. You can also watch it on the ESPN app. Kentucky fresh off a buzzer-beating win over Tennessee yesterday. They were down 17 in the first half of that game and came back to win.
Well, Kentucky just showing remarkable fight these last 2 games to get wins, and they need it. Hopefully you feel like Mark Pope has got a reset with this team.
That is the 5th team foul against Tennessee in the third quarter, so Alabama gonna have free throws for the final 2.5 minutes of the third. Latham whistled for it.
And that's unfortunate for Tennessee. You've held this Alabama team to 39 points through almost 3 quarters, and now they're going to be able to be at the free throw line. I do think as disruptive as this defense is for Tennessee, as they continue in SEC play and want to make a long run in postseason, minimizing some of these fouls. The defense can be disruptive, but you don't want to put your opponents at the free throw line as much as they are this season.
Talked about the national implications for these two teams as far as seeding goes in a game like this, but also if you're Tennessee, one of the only unbeatens left in SEC play. Ole Miss loses today, so one of the one-loss teams falls to 2. You put some distance between yourself and some of these teams with another win.
I mean, that middle of the pack in the SEC right now is scary. You've got LSU, you've got Oklahoma, you've got Alabama, and Ole Miss.
Texas now there with 2 losses. They've got A&M coming up next right here on SEC Network in Austin. Offensive rebound by Spearman. Barker wants it. Too strong. Latham on the floor with Ramsey. It's a tie-up, and it will be Crimson Tide basketball.
We've seen Barker a couple of times now and throughout the season, but especially here today, where on the catch at 3, she'll just do a little ball fake and make the defense react and then takes it up herself.
There is no one on this Tennessee roster that does not have the green light from beyond the arc.
Well, you're not being recruited by Kim Caldwell if you can't shoot the 3. She wants them to shoot the 3. She wants them to get at the rim. And you see her bigs, and I'm using air quotes here, they all can attack off the bounce. She wants to spread you out defensively. She wants her shooters to space the floor for her drivers because of their ability to knock it down. And she wants her drivers to create shots for her shooters.
Collins off the bounce, kicks it out, and is just wide for Alancia Ramsey, another Alabama turnover.
And Jada Civil will get no credit in a stat sheet for what she did, but on the pass out to Collins, Collins was open. Her closing speed was tremendous. Takes away the shot opportunity for Collins. Alabama is like back to the matchup zone.
90 seconds left in the third quarter.
I'll take it back to play. No, in the matchup zone, miscommunication.
Latham lays it in, and Jones puts her hands up, wondering what happened.
2 players defended the high post. That's what happened.
That's why I sit next to you, so you can tell me.
It's a lot easier to say it over here than when I was on the sideline.
8 seconds to shoot for Alabama. Collins. Collins ducks through and has her shot blocked by Spearman. Tennessee running. Cooper in the paint, turns, finds herself wide open. Offensive rebound, Spearman, and she converts.
Spearman, as Cooper was getting in the paint, was positioning herself for that offensive rebound. Even before Cooper let go of the ball, she positioned herself on that right side and had her hands ready and takes it up strong for the and one opportunity. You see her there. Rotation, miscommunication, a little bit of trip too. Spearman's already on that right side to get the rebound and put it back in.
Converts the three-point play. Had 20 points, 8 rebounds in their dominant win over Arkansas last week. Timmons with the answer. She has had a couple timely buckets.
It's a veteran player who does not want to lose. Takes it off the bench, and you see her. She's eyeing Spearman the whole way. Gives the little shot fake to draw the foul. Gets the bucket, and her teammates are fired up.
Weathers is going to get a quick spell here. Christy Curry trying to give one of her primary players a break.
Just get a little bit extra rest as we get ready to go into the fourth quarter.
Timmons converts the three-point play as well, and Timmons is also going to get a 30-second break here potentially. at the end of this third quarter.
Spearman is as well. Both these coaches understand what's going to happen in the fourth quarter, want to make sure their players are rested. I like this by Alabama because I think this is a big defensive opportunity for Alabama. They need to try to keep this to single digits and try to force a turnover.
And there it is. Ramsey inside lays it in. 15 seconds left in the third quarter.
Alabama has a foul to give. I don't know if they would do that here.
5 to shoot. Cooper inside, blocked. And Alabama cuts the lead to 5 as we get set for the fourth quarter. And an 18-game home win streak on the line.
And it's what you expect. Your veteran players are stepping up when their team needs them the most. Cooper, hot from deep for Tennessee. And then Timmons answers for the Crimson Tide.
Tennessee, Alabama, part of that. A couple of the Alabama stars in attendance. LeBaron Philon and Amari Allen taking in the women's game. Just getting a little scout, getting a feel for the Volunteers. Yeah, this is what the men's looks like. High scoring is what I would say about that one.
Well, Alabama with a big win at Oklahoma yesterday. Come from behind, double digits down actually.
Nate Oates has done a tremendous job here in Tuscaloosa on the men's side. The Alabama women trailing Tennessee in a top 25 matchup on We Back Pat weekend by 5 as we enter the fourth quarter. The big change in this game from the 6:24 minute in the first quarter to the 5:45 minute in the second quarter. Tennessee went on a 21-6 run, which is easily the big difference and swing in this contest so far. Alabama finished the third quarter strong. What did you like about what you saw from them down the stretch?
Well, I thought defensively they disrupted a little bit. I thought that turnover and score was huge for them. They knocked down some threes. I mean, here's the crazy thing when you look at the stat line for Alabama. Only 10 turnovers against this Tennessee defense, and yet they're still down 5 here heading into the fourth. And Christy Curry told us the key. She felt good if she could keep her team to 13 turnovers or less in this game.
They are at 10 right now, just -1 in that category. Only 6 points off turnovers for Tennessee. Good crowd here at Coleman Coliseum. Alabama started the week at Missouri on Monday, at Auburn on Thursday. They finished the 3-game week with 10 minutes right here at home. Cooper misses the first shot, offensive rebound, and then a tie-up that'll go back to Alabama.
Spearman is just long. She's a quick leaper. You have to be solid in your box out against her. And I do like, even when she can't grab it, she's trying to keep the ball alive.
Ace Austin bringing it up for Alabama. Timmons almost lost her footing there. Now Carly Weathers. She's hit 3 triples in this game, but it's been a minute since the last one. Ace Austin gets downhill in the recovery by Civil, who is an exceptional athlete to get the block.
I asked Kim Caldwell yesterday about Civil, and she said, I expect her to get 9 points, 7 rebounds every game. I said, well, what's the upside? And she goes, oh, next year I expect 12 points and 10 rebounds. You see the athleticism on full display. Her closing speed's tremendous.
Scott on the second chance, no. Weathers tried to track it down and goes crashing into the bench, and it will be Alabama ball. Maybe Tennessee stepped on the line. It's hard to say.
Christy Curry getting Collins back in for a little offense here for Alabama. Yes, and Latham stepped on the out-of-bounds line.
Get the part about Ace Austin as a freshman being in down the stretch. Again, we talk about Mia Paldo doesn't turn the ball over. Ace Austin's in the same category, playing 20-plus minutes a game and averages just over a turnover a game.
Well, I think as much as we talk about the scoring of both these freshman point guards, it's the basketball IQ by both of them. Ace Austin daughter of two coaches. I mean, Paldo just makes winning plays all the time.
2 free throws coming up here for Jessica Timmons. In her 3rd year at Alabama, as you see Mia Paldo on the Tennessee bench. She's got 4 fouls.
Jessica Timmons will shoot 2.
Timmons, an 85% free throw shooter. And gets the first. Our We Back Pat triple header capped off by 4th-ranked Texas and Texas A&M. Little rivalry. Moody Center in Austin coming up next. Texas trying to rebound after back-to-back losses at LSU and at South Carolina. I'm sure they are thrilled to see the friendly confines of Moody after those 2 trips.
Vic Schaefer, a Texas A&M graduate.
Weathers with the steal. Timmons back to Weathers. Inside, Jones has a size mismatch, misses, offensive rebound, and she is fouled at the second chance by Barker. It's second big steal with the press in the last few minutes by Alabama.
And first of all, before Barker been fouled, Carly Weathers had a 3. Barker closed out again. That link took away that opportunity. Alabama stays with it. And I love the teamwork by Alabama right now. Naomi Jones is frustrated she didn't finish. Every one of her teammates on the floor grabbing her, saying, "You got this. Knock these down. We're okay."
First free throw no good for Naomi Jones. Former top 100 recruit out of Jackson, Alabama, where she attended Jackson High School. Gets the second one to cut this lead to just 2. Jennings checks back in for Timmons to give her a spell on defense. Prawl, nice catch there by Cooper to avoid a turnover. The closest this game has been since it was 21-19 early second quarter.
Alabama looking to trap Cooper anytime she has those high on-ball screens, and smartly she just gets rid of it.
Prawl with a strong take and hits the deck hard. 2 free throws coming up for the freshman from Toronto, Canada.
Well, Prawl just trying to make something happen, getting to the body of Naomi Jones.
Timmons back in for Jennings. Denaya Prawl, the first Lady Vol from Canada. Played some internationally at the youth level with Team Canada and knocks down the first free throw. Mia Paldo also back into the game with 4 fouls in her first action, going to come defensively for the Lady Vols. So she has to be careful with 8:23 to play.
And obviously I credit Alabama's defense for holding Tennessee in check, but I do think they've just been a little bit off without Paldo on the court to lead them here this afternoon consistently.
It's not just the scoring recently, 22 a game over the last 2, but 4 assists per game in that span as well. So great creator as a true freshman.
But the scoring's been tremendous in these last 8 games. 4 different career highs.
26 against Mississippi State, one of those. Weathers on the drive, stops and hits it in the paint, back to a 2-point game. An air ball in the crowd, letting them hear it.
Alabama and Christy Curry getting the call that she wants set up right in front of her bench.
Timmons lost it for a moment, 4 to shoot. Timmons fires, Timmons hits it! Their first lead since it was 1918.
One of the few times we've seen the horns action out of Tennessee. They've really been using the 5 out for the most part here today. Here comes the on ball again for Cooper, and there's the trap.
7 to shoot. Paldo. Paldo driving and fouled on the way to the hoop by Timmons.
Jessica Timmons knows the shot clock's getting skinny. It's just a little drop past her. Bobbles the ball, just takes it out to create the space to get the shot off. Huge 3 for Alabama.
6th time with 20 or more this season for Jessica Timmons. Her scoring is just elevated in these last few games without Essence Cody. Had 24 in their win over Kentucky here just about 10 days ago as Paldo hits the first free throw. This Alabama team in that game against Kentucky held the Wildcats to their lowest total of the year. They've shown the ceiling, and it is really high.
Again, it's a defensive team. We see it. They're holding this Tennessee team to 54 points, who came in averaging 81 a game. And, I mean, Clara Strack's one of the best post players in the country for Kentucky, and they held her to a low all season. Collins getting called for that offensive push-off.
Second one against Collins.
Alabama has one of the fewest turnover foul ratios on this season. Averages just at 13 a game. Key for them, make Tennessee score from the field. Don't put them at the free throw line.
Paldo fires and hits it. And there's a player down on the court. Parker holding her head and in some serious pain. Janiah Barker.
The previous play is under review for a potential unobserved flagrant foul.
They will take a look at this. You can hear her on the court right now, still in pain. They will take a look at this for a potential flagrant, and we will take a look at it when we come back. Tennessee up 4. Janiah Barker headed to the locker room for Tennessee after taking a shot to kind of the jaw face area. The officials took a look at it and determined there would be no additional punishment.
Well, nothing unnecessary, hard, or excessive, and just unfortunate. You see, just as Barker's dropping her head to try to get inside position, Ramsey's there and runs right into, Jones's shoulder. Really unfortunate for Tennessee.
Barker with just 6:30 to play. And now in the locker room, you expect the Lady Vols would have to finish this without her. She's been such a big part of it. Her 3rd double-double of the season, 19th of her career with 10 points, 11 boards. Big shot for Mia Paldo, too. Spent a lot of time on the bench with foul trouble today.
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing, if you're a Lady Vol fan, is this is a deep team. Players are used to playing at different points during crunch time.
It was a 1-point game before the offensive foul against Collins. Then Paldo hits the 3. It's back to 4 now for Tennessee. Alabama kind of spurts of turnovers today, but for the most part, they've been solid with just 11 total and even with this Tennessee team in the turnover battle.
And Spearman continuing, whether it's been at the elbow where Alabama likes to make some of the passes to get into the offense or into the low post, Spearman's made it really hard for Alabama to execute offensively.
Timmons around the screen from Jones. Timmons feeling confident, and why not? 22 for Timmons to go with 3 assists. Cooper kind of wildly, and it looked like Scott blocked that shot. It's a shot blocking team. They've got 3 players with at least 15 blocks on the season. Jones is closing in on 40.
Well, I go back to Alabama's team defense. They're in the right help side position, which puts them in position to get the blocks, to alter shots.
5 to shoot for Paldo. Screen from Spearman. Paldo with the left hand, no. And a fight for the rebound. This time it will stay with Tennessee.
I don't know what this new fad is this season with players not wanting to let go of the ball on jump balls. It's ridiculous, and I think we're about to get another double foul.
That wasn't you back in the day?
I was going to try to get water, and I get a jump ball.
Both teams going to be sent to the benches here. The officials will look at this.
The previous play is under further review for potential upgrade.
Jones and Spearman with the 2 fighting for the ball on the ground.
So there's the rebound opportunity. You see Jones and Spearman go to the ground. Officials blown it dead. Neither player wants to let go of the ball. We're playing tug of war here for no reason.
Even at the end of that, Jones ended up kind of ripping it away after they sat in a stalemate for a moment.
I mean, so far, I don't see anything. And this is important because Naomi Jones already has 3 fouls in this game. If they were to give her one here, might force Christy Curry to have to send her to the bench.
She's been so impactful there. Jones just 5 points, but it's the defensive impact, it's the rebounding impact that she's had in this game. 11 rebounds, 5 blocks. She has 20 blocks in their last 6 games now.
Well, the key defensively is against Spearman and Latham, who want to take you off the bounce. She's been able to keep them in front of her. Much more difficult matchup for someone like Ramsey to have to come in and defend them one-on-one.
Kind of at the end of this, and maybe a little bit of a shove from Jones there.
Initially, when I saw the officials react, it's when a leg went up. I got to believe that's what they're looking at. Was there an intentional kick or not there?
Melissa Barlow, Talisa Green, and Meadow Overstreet, our officiating crew.
I'm just going to go back.
Ball.
Well, I'm just going to go back to, we need to go old school then. Let's just call first instead of holding on to the jump ball. And then there's no need for the officials. We just take it out and we play. But again, I've seen this nonstop this season. At all levels, players won't let go of the ball on a jump ball call.
The officials seem to have made their decision.
After review, we have upgraded fouls on both teams. We have a flagrant one on 31 Alabama, 11 Tennessee. Those are fouls of equal gravity. No free throws will be attempted, and the possession arrow will be Tennessee's ball with 20 seconds on the shot clock.
So once again, it'll go point of interruption.
Spearman will take a seat on the bench. Jones remains in the game for Alabama, and does so with 4 fouls now, so has to be very careful. You mentioned there's 5.5 minutes left, and it looks like actually Ramsey is going to come back into the game for Alabama and replace Jones.
I agree with this move for Christy Curry.
Big spot for Alancia Ramsey. Spearman has 4, Paldo has 4 for Tennessee. Paldo, wild shot, saved back in and laid in by Prawl.
Did Alabama save that back in?
Hard to see from our angle, we were kind of blocked, but Prawl was the recipient nonetheless on an easy layup. If it was, it's a cardinal sin, isn't it?
Absolutely, and hats off for just staying with the play.
Timmons inside, too strong, and the rebound by Civil, who wants to run.
And Tennessee has numbers of Latham, keeps it going. Last couple of trips, it's been Paldo able to beat her player off the bounce and get into the paint to create offense, either for herself or her teammates.
Wild pass. Latham saves the day for Tennessee. Prawl kicks it out. Paldo, floater short, and ran down by Collins. Collins cut off, bounce pass was low. Scott did a good job just to handle it, but the layup too strong.
That shot was affected by the length of Tennessee inside. And hey, if you're a Tennessee fan, you got to feel good about the future because you have 3 freshmen on the floor right now at crunch time for the Lady Vols.
Prawl, Civil, and Paldo, a big part of it. Paldo, got it! Timeout, Alabama. Mia Paldo has been in foul trouble most of the day, still with 11 points and some big shots.
We just talked about how the offense wasn't quite clicking when she wasn't on the floor. Every time Tennessee's needed a bucket here in this 4th quarter, the freshman Mia Paldo steps up for them, and the bench loves it for Tennessee. If I'm Alabama, as much as they've been trapping Cooper off the high on ball screen, I start looking to trap Paldo. She's been that good off of that here in this 4th quarter.
Alabama has a scoring drought that is close to 2.5 minutes right now. Timmons has really been their go-to. Weathers has 11. Haven't seen a ton from her, though, in this 4th quarter.
And Christy Curry getting Naomi Jones back on the floor for Alabama.
You like this move. It's still 4 minutes to play, but time's ticking.
Yeah, with the way Tennessee is so explosive offensively, you can't afford for this lead to get any bigger. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing some offense-defense substitutions for Alabama just to keep Jones on the court.
Timmons to Ace Austin. Austin gets inside, lays it in. Paldo almost lost the handle, but able to flip it out to Civil.
Cooper wisely comes to get the ball.
8 to shoot. Cooper on Ace Austin, off the glass. She has been so good with her touch.
Well, Cooper knew she had the size advantage and strength advantage in that one-on-one matchup.
.240 to play. Collins on the handoff. Kicks out for Austin. And that shot's too strong from the freshman.
Good execution by Alabama. And Tennessee, well, I'm not sure Jones's shoes all the way on. She just slipped it on to get back into play defensively.
Tennessee with 5 players in double figures, led by Cooper with 15. Paldo's got 11. 10 to shoot. Paldo driving and blocked out of bounds. That's why Naomi Jones had to come back in. 6 blocks today, up to 39 on the season.
There's rim protection and there's Naomi Jones right now. She takes the switch because Paldo gets the step, and she doesn't go at the body. She took the angle, times it to get that block for Alabama.
Spearman back in for Tennessee, going at Jones. Both playing with 4 fouls, but good to see Z Spearman back on the court.
I like the play call for Tennessee. Unfortunately, Spearman just couldn't finish.
Alabama down 7 and the clock ticking, under 2 minutes to play. Got to get buckets and got to get them quick.
Tennessee getting through all the screens. They're beating Alabama to the spot right now.
Tennessee ball. Another Alabama turnover. That's 13 on the day and a costly one. Christy Curry wants to take a timeout and talk things over. Felt similar. You were at the Auburn game the other day, but as far as just Alabama, not that they need to hurry necessarily, but similarly against Auburn, it was tough for them to get into their offense quickly, it seemed, down the stretch.
Well, it was the defense of Auburn. They denied passing lanes, and so that was blowing up some of the sets that Alabama was trying to run. And that's what I was saying, when Tennessee was beating Alabama to the screen, so Alabama couldn't use a screen, which is why they were struggling to execute this last time. Actually, the last couple of trips down.
3 games now without Essence Cody. What would she add to a team like Alabama against a team like Tennessee?
Some rim protection. You're forcing Tennessee, who's more based on length and athleticism and speed, to have to defend that strength and the low post. And at the same time, a little bit more like rest for Naomi Jones, where she's not having to play all these minutes.
Jones takes a seat as Bama is on defense. Alancia Ramsey in the game. 12-4 Tennessee run since the Crimson Tide took the lead. And Kim Caldwell wants a timeout now to talk things over.
And I can't say enough, like, Jada Civil crossed half court, recognized immediately the trap was coming, and elevated to pass to the weak side to her open player. Just this young lady is not playing like a freshman.
5-star recruit, number 20 on the SC Next 100. Florida native. Playing big minutes as a true freshman at Tennessee in what is a really talented class. You said it, the future's bright. They've got the number 2 recruit coming in next year. This is what's coming up next for them. Kentucky in 4 days, at Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and then UConn, Georgia, at South Carolina. All 3 of those games, UConn, Georgia, South Carolina, on the road.
And against some really, really tough opposition. It's what we say, in and out right now for Tennessee. This is a big game. They've got to start and continue the positive momentum, but it's ranked team. Mississippi State is a dangerous team, very athletic and young. And then if you don't know about UConn, I don't know what to tell you.
It's not just that stretch, too. When you look at the end of the season for Tennessee, their last 3 games, at Oklahoma, at LSU, Vanderbilt. It is just daunting when you look at these SEC schedules.
And how about Vanderbilt? One of 2 remaining undefeated teams in the country. The job Shea Ralph and her staff have done there, just tremendous. And can't say enough about Michaela Blakes.
Helped lead them to that massive win over LSU.
So right now, if I'm Alabama, I try to get a 5 count. Try to get the ball back without any time going off the clock.
Civil using her athleticism to get the inbound pass. And they will foul Spearman. Put her on the line for 2. A 56% free throw shooter on the season. Are you targeting that as a coach for Christy Curry? If this player gets the ball, we're fouling immediately.
You know, based on what they've done so far, and sometimes it gets as detailed as what did they do in the 4th quarter, but you know who you want to foul. And you saw Alabama. They were defending, and as soon as it went into Spearman, there was the foul.
Pretty physical with Civil on the catch as well. She's another 56% free throw shooter. Spearman gets the first one.
And I think for Alabama, most importantly, box out here. They had issue with this against Auburn. Doesn't matter with Spearman hitting both of them. And now Alabama, they don't need 3s, but they need to play with pace.
Austin looking for help.
Again, credit Tennessee. They're beating Alabama to the spot, so it's difficult for them to execute their offense.
Timmons misses. Ramsey kept it alive. Alabama needs the ball to fall quickly. Another miss. Austin keeps that one alive. It's thrown away right to Cooper. Not sure if Ramsey thought Timmons was going to cut, but a sloppy pass.
I don't think she even saw Cooper. She saw Timmons at the 3, and that's what she was focused on.
Timmons has made so many big shots in this game with her 22 points. Tennessee has ramped it up on her late in this fourth quarter. Free throws for Talasia Cooper now, a 65% free throw shooter on the season. Gets the first.
Alabama just the one timeout. I would not use it here. I would get it out quick, push with pace. And now at 10 points, if they can get a 3, they need to get the 3, but not waste time trying to get a 3. Get points.
Some bodies hit the ground. I think it's going to be a foul against Tennessee. It'll go against Spearman, and that is 5 on her, so her day is done.
And so Tennessee going to stay in this full court pressure, make Alabama use clock.
A minute and 2 seconds left. Tennessee has dominated this matchup all time with a 56-9 advantage. This is the 66th all-time meeting. Alabama beat them, though, last time here in Tuscaloosa.
Miss Ramsey with that slip.
Weathers in the paint. Ramsey, an offensive rebound, goes right back up and misses, and it falls out to Prawl. And that is just about going to do it. They will foul Mia Paldo. Tennessee has come to Tuscaloosa, a building Alabama has not lost in almost a year. 18 straight wins for Christy Curry and company here at Coleman Coliseum.
Alabama's just struggled to consistently finish at the rim here this afternoon. Just 7 of 20 on those shots at the rim, and I credit the length and speed of Tennessee for altering a number of those shots.
Mia Paldo has played a huge role in this fourth quarter and has done it with 4 fouls basically the whole time.
She's fearless. She's just tough, and a number of times shot clock was getting skinny, and she still created for her team. 10 fourth quarter points for Paldo.
13 on the game as Tennessee leads by 12. On We Back Pat weekend, the Lady Vols showing up big. Ace Austin's 3 is no good. There's a whistle against Tennessee on Civil.
Foul against Tennessee, number 15, Jada Civil. Second personal foul, team down number 5.
Don't forget Texas A&M coming up next from Moody Center in Austin.
For Alabama, Alexia Ramsey will shoot.
Your expectation for that game that our fans will see next?
Texas A&M playing a lot of young players. I've seen remarkable improvement from the Aggies in the last 2 weeks. But in the end, Texas has Madison Booker and Rory Harmon. It's tough to go against those 2 veteran players.
Certainly going to be motivated coming off those 2 losses to a couple of the best teams in the country.
I don't even think it matters. They're coming off 2 losses. That is a rivalry.
Alabama does not appear that they will foul again, and Tennessee rolls into Tuscaloosa and makes it 6 straight. The 20th ranked Lady Vols trending up, one of 3 unbeaten teams remaining in SEC play.
First of all, for Alabama, just 3 games, 7 days at No Essence Cody, really difficult, and I thought they battled from start to finish. But in the end, it is the balance of this Tennessee crew. It is what they do with the ball in their hands and what they do on the defensive end that's making this group really special.
Tennessee off to an excellent start now, 5-0 in SEC play. They get it done on the road in Tuscaloosa. For my partner, Christy Thomascuddy, and our entire crew, I'm Chucky Kemp. Let's go to Austin with Tiffany Green and Carolyn Peck.